Hello there. Welcome to the CHEK Vancouver studios. Linda Steele, Jody Vance, Steele and Vance. Here we go. Good to see you.
Oh my goodness. All this week, and I was starting to get a little fatigued by it, but the whole week was dominated by the nonsense in the House of Commons.
Nonsense?
Well, because it starts with...
I thought you were going to say the other word.
What?
Nazi.
Oh, a Nazi. Well, it was the Nazi nonsense that happened in the House of Commons. So what happened was Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, was in town, and they had a special guest who was a 98-year-old war hero. I'm doing air quotes.
Air quotes.
And they turned out later that he actually fought with the Nazis. And then everybody was like, how did that happen? Nobody really wanted to take responsibility. This is what the speaker, this is what it looked like when they all stood up to cheer on the Nazis.
Here's Monday.
We have here in the chamber today Ukrainian-Canadian world veteran from the Second World War who fought the Ukrainian independence against the Russians.
Yeah, so they're all going to get up
Everybody.
and cheer, and then...
Easy Google that he was fighting alongside the SS.
So within hours, it comes out, oh my gosh, this is an international embarrassment. Everybody is like trying to distance themselves, putting pressure on the speaker to resign. You know those memes where they say, well, are they going to outlast a head of cabbage?
Yeah.
Well, those were happening. Let the countdown begin. And the cabbage won because it was not much longer before the speaker had no choice.
I love David Moskrop and his memes.
To step out. And the prime minister, they kept saying, you know, the prime minister should apologize. Polyev was trying to get some traction on this one, too.
Oh, he ate Trudeau's lunch with this one.
The prime minister, it took him several days. And where was he anyway?
He was talking to David Eby. He was hanging out with our premier. And our
Instead
delegation.
Of being in the House of Commons?
Yeah, he was literally having the sit-downs about bail reform, and because it was funny, my social media over here was David Eby talking to Trudeau, and over here it was Polyev screaming, "Where's the Prime Minister?" I was like,
the Prime Minister did finally apologize.
He did.
On behalf of all of us in this House, I would like to present unreserved apologies for what took place on Friday, and to President Zelensky and the Ukrainian delegation for the position they were put in.
Doesn't sound like the other members in the House were necessarily buying it, but here's what I think.
But they all stood.
Well, they didn't know, right? Okay, so the speaker should have done due diligence.
Right, so
there
not
should have been a
Prime
vetting
Minister.
process.
Yeah.
This was on the speaker, and I specifically think it was on a member of the speaker's staff.
Totally.
Somebody probably got,
or feels
the Prime Minister,
really bad right now.
I don't know that the Prime Minister would know.
Shouldn't know.
There's a church and state kind of a
Independent
thing.
speaker. He shouldn't know.
But it was still a horrific embarrassment.
Oh, no.
And the Russians were all over it, making fun of it and trying
it's
to
their
cash
propaganda. So, but my question is, why is that man living here? Like if
now Poland is sort of saying, well,
right?
we're going to see like,
Greater question perhaps is, how many more war criminals are living here? Right?
Oh
when it's easily Googleable, and we're going to worry about what?
God bless Google.
Okay, let's talk about what's coming up today, because we got a great show.
Loving this. This is what's coming up on the show today. We have a special guest that I'm really excited about. You know this guy, Gavin Crawford, is a comedian, he's a host, he's an actor, he's the host of Because News on CBC. He used to be on This Hour is 22 Minutes. Now he's got a podcast called Let's Not Be Kidding, and it's about his mom's journey with dementia, and it's kind of a humorous and sad look at it. Here's a little bit of the trailer.
So this is probably gonna be a sad story, but it also has its funny parts. As my mom would say, let's not be kidding.
Honestly, when I listen to this podcast, because both of us have gone through the Alzheimer's journey, and we'll get more into that later in the show, but I felt less alone, even though my dad had already passed and I'd already done the journey. Some of the things that I was beating myself up about while on that journey, I found Gavin was speaking to in a way that felt so relatable. I feel like I know him really well.
Yeah, we're going to get into that coming up. So anyway, he's going to be on the show. Also, if you're into the ballet and you love Ukraine, then this is really cool, because the National Ballet of Ukraine is coming on a Canadian tour that starts early next year. They'll be in Vancouver in February. And we have one of the lead dancers and the foreign affairs kind of person with the troupe. There's Makita. And they'll be here just momentarily, so that's pretty exciting.
Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? It's time for Hot Headlines headlines. We start with the masks back. You actually, Linda Steele, you predicted this 2 weeks ago. You said, I think we're going to be seeing masks back in healthcare environments.
Yeah.
You said you were going to be pulling your mask out
Didn't
at
take
your
a
dad's
rocket
long-term
scientist.
care.
Yeah,
no, but you
because
called it. I'm
COVID's
giving
on
you
the
props,
rise.
girl.
No, good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, COVID's on the rise, never went anywhere. And so there are people saying this doesn't go far enough. We're going to see, by the way, the new updated COVID vaccine is going to be available in BC October 10th.
Put it right there.
Put it
I'm going to
in
wing.
my arm.
I'll do the wing flap.
Me
That's
too.
what we'll do.
Right?
Okay, we got a little bit of the sad piece of the.
Did you know that there have been 11 Canadian police officers murdered in the last year or so? And we just had another Metro Vancouver Mountie. As you saw, this took place a little over a week ago. This is Constable Rick O'Brien, who was shot when he was executing a drug warrant, murdered, had 6 children in a blended
wanted to be a school liaison officer. Has so many. We know people who were very, very close with this officer. It's so tragic.
His funeral's it's going to be huge. And it will be almost on the anniversary of Constable Shailene Yang's funeral, because she was murdered in October.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they did arrest a 25-year-old. What were you thinking? Way to ruin your life, you dummy, on a drug warrant in Coquitlam. Also, on the police front, the DPD now saying that they are going to do a trial with body cams. Good. They're going to try them out in the West End, in downtown, in the downtown east side. They're going to do a 6-month trial. It's a good idea because it protects both the police and it protects victims who might say,
it'll also stop our never-ending cycle of, anybody got video of that?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be video of everything.
Yeah. Okay. Crazy poster. We were talking about this. It was a whites-only moms and tots group in Coquitlam. What the heck was this? Everybody was losing it. The RCMP are investigating.
We couldn't decide whether to put this in What the Hell is Wrong with People or right here in a hot headline. It could fit both. I immediately reached out because it was Port Coquitlam that was the first poster was found. I reached out to Mayor Brad West. I'm like, what? And he's like, immediately put out bylaw officers, and they couldn't find them because people were ripping them down as fast as they were going up.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. Are you kidding me? There's no place for this. And if you're going to put up a post of how much you hate this, wipe out the QR code, wipe out the email addresses that are on there. We should have done that here, like just because you don't want to do PR for these crazy
This
groups.
was another poster. The teacher we had on last week, Annie Johanna, sent me a picture of this. Yeah. These posters were showing up in Newton.
Gross.
Had to do with a Starbucks being anti-white. What is wrong with people these days? Oh my gosh, it's so hard to be a white person, isn't it? Holy moly.
They're saying all that crazy stuff out loud. It is not landing well at all. Hey, last season we talked about the school trustee in New Westminster who was trolling the parents, and everybody was calling for her resignation. Well, she resigned. There you go. Announcement made Tuesday night at school board meeting. You know what?
Only took her a few months.
But we need to change the rules around people who are doing egregious things. We should be able to fire the people who break the law.
Well, that's a no-brainer. Here's another thing. Don't troll our female politicians.
Anybody.
It's ignorant. Don't troll anybody. Good point. So we had 2 MLAs in BC, Selena Robinson and Eleanor Sturko. Different parties were both being harassed it turns out by this same guy, was a 32-year-old. But Eleanor Sturko used to be an RCMP officer, and she knows how to dig. Yeah. And they ended up getting RCMP involved, and they tracked it to a guy who's got mental health issues. But good reaching across the aisle. Yeah. And joining together to do something about it.
We need to change the rules around harassment, people. Yeah. We need to change the way we find the people that are coming at us. We do. It is, I can't even begin to guess how many people suffer at the hand of criminal harassment. It's not normal. It's not okay. Report it. Reach out. Yeah. Make change.
Very quickly, too, the naughty list has been released from the province about what the various Vancouver area municipalities have to do with housing. Vancouver's got to jack it up 58%. Some municipalities are saying, we don't think we can achieve it. But the province is saying there's going to be more carrots than sticks, and we're going to give you about 5 years.
The carrots looked really good. Hey, here's a carrot for you. Later in the show, we're going to actually get really personal. Linda and I are going to have a chat about our journeys with our dads with dementia.
And my mom.
And some lessons we've learned about long-term care.
Also ahead on Steel and Vance, their homeland is under attack, but they're showing their fighting spirit and gratitude to Canada in an upcoming tour. One of the lead dancers of the National Ballet of Ukraine joins us next.
Okay, viewing party photos. Don't go away. Hold on. We're not going to go yet because viewing party pictures came in fast and furious last week. This is how you do it. You do it like this. You take a picture of you watching the show right
Cameron
now.
in Vancouver.
Yeah, Doug and Carol in Souk. Hello there.
And then we have Jen and Wes the dog.
More viewing party photos and more Steel and Vance straight ahead.